Hi fellow traders, I hope everybody had a good day today. This week is starting off a little bit crazy, but there are moves out there. There's money to be made. Price action was a little bit sketchy for me this morning. I was a little uncomfortable, but it is what it is. And we have to work through it. And every day it's going to be something different. So we're going to go through my trades here in a few. But first thing I want to do is remind you that tomorrow will be another segment on how to really grow a small account. And this is where I tell you how it is. No sugarcoating. And this is what you're going to have to do if you have any desire to be successful in growing a small account. Really starting trading. I don't care how much money you have. There's certain things, there's a process that you have to go through in order to ensure your success, or else your unlimited supply of money is going to disappear. So, I really want to share with you guys what I've learned through my fight and through my struggle, because I've been as low as anybody could go. I remember after bringing my son home a couple months after he came home, he was born at 23 weeks. And when all of the bills came in, I didn't know what to do. I had over $1 million in hospital bills. Now, of course, we did have some insurance that helped out. After all the help we got and everything, I still owed almost $200,000. And I know how it feels to be low. And I knew I never ever wanted to feel that way again. I never wanted to be in a position to where, I didn't know what I was going to do to take care of my family. And those things and those thoughts and remembering that is what drives me and keeps me going, and is the reason why I am here right now. But there's certain things that you're going to have to do, that you're going to have to go through. There's no shortcuts. And some people do take shortcuts. I remember the marijuana boom. There was people that made hundreds of thousands of dollars in a matter of weeks. But just as quickly as they made it, they lost it because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And when everything settled, they had nothing in place to sustain what they did. And I really, really, really want to get everybody to understand that there is a process, and there's things that you have to do to have in place to build that foundation. So the third part I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. It'll be live in chat, but I will, put the recording out like I do every week. And on my YouTube channel, it has its own playlist. So look out for that tomorrow, and tell anybody that's thinking about starting trading, or that started, they've been doing it for 8 months, a year, however long, and can't seem to get anywhere. Pass that link on to them, and let them watch it. It should be an eye-opener for them, because what people see is this is all they see. They want to wallpaper their house with hundreds to where it looks like this. That's not real. That's not realistic when you get started. Now, when you've been trading for a while and you built up your account and you have the skill and you really know and are comfortable with what you're doing, you can rake these in daily. But until that point, you're going to have to work within yourself and be patient and continue to grow and develop your skill. Last thing I want to remind you about the swing trading class, the new one is starting on Thursday. And it's a live class on Thursdays. It's about 7 classes all together. You learn 5 of my strategies. It's one class is on the fundamentals, because like I said, you can get all of the basics for free on the internet. What you're learning here is my specific strategy. You're learning me, how I trade, how I think, not how the general public thinks. You can get that free. So that's not what you're paying for here. So you get the live classes, and every Sunday I do a watch list session. So even once you've completed the classes, you're always welcome to come into the watch list session, because all I'm doing is building my watch list for the week, and going through my scans, going through stocks. If there's a stock that you see, you've got the opportunity right there to ask me about it, or get the input from others. So that session I feel is invaluable, and that's recorded as well. So if you're not there, you can always watch it later on that evening. All the classes are recorded. You have lifetime access to all of that. Right now they're on YouTube. They're on they're private, so I'll send you a link to them on YouTube. That's going to be changing here within the next couple of weeks. I'll have a place to store all the videos, so it's a lot easier to get to, and it's a lot less work for me. But you'll have lifetime access to all the classes. So as each course finishes, and I start a new course with new students, you're going to have access to that too. You can always join in, because one thing about live classes, it's never going to be the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, the content may be the same, but what I say or the examples that I use, may be different. Sometimes somebody may ask a question that sparks something, and the class is different. So just know it's a lot different than just watching a video, because you'll be able to interact with the students that are in the class, interact with me, and that I think is invaluable as well. I'm also putting together a swing trading community where it's just a chat room where you could go in during the day and share any thoughts. I'll probably have maybe the swing trade I have up. It's boring to sit there and watch a daily chart all day. So you're not watching charts. You're just sharing your ideas. If you have an idea of a swing trade, you can share your chart in the chat and get feedback on it. Whatever you want to do. But it's a way to just guys who like swing trading, who don't want to be involved with all the noise that comes along with day trading. This is a more quiet place for you. So that I've got the room already. I'm trying to get the logistics worked out. So that's coming. Just wanted to remind you those things. So now, finally, we can look at my trades from today. All right. So this is a pre-market trade I took this morning. I couldn't find the ones that I really like. I like the short pre-market. I don't like the trade to the long side, because oftentimes I find stocks to the long side don't follow through. So, but this one, VRX, looked pretty strong. I was actually looking for it to bounce off of this, the VWAP here, but it didn't. It pulled all the way through. I waited until we got confirmation that it was probably going to bounce, and then I got in and took this on up. Now, I know I got long into resistance. I did it, but pre-market doesn't really bother me that much. So that's why I got in. But then you can see it did bother me after I got in. We pushed through it, then we pulled back and closed below VWAP. This candle couldn't really get away from it. So by now I'm a little bit worried. So thankfully when this candle opened, we gapped up. And the guys coming in trading at 9 o'clock bought this thing up. And I was able to snag some profit on it. But I'm not comfortable trading to the long side pre-market. I really like this shorts pre-market, but got a nice chunk of this move. Yeah, I should have held it a little bit longer, but you know, I had no idea whether we were going to roll over here or whether we were going to push up. So I just wanted to lock in some profit, and I took that. And this was in my swing account, so this is what I usually trade pre-market in now, because I have it logged onto another computer, and I have the scans and everything up in chats. So it's just makes it easier to do it that way. But not a bad start. Not a bad start to the day. And then, you know, later on we'll talk about this in a few, but I did close out my swing trade on PLAY. It was giving it up. So I got out of it. I can always get back in because there is, you know, I've only locked in half the move I was looking for. So I can always get back in. Now in Speed Trader, I took half off, and so I locked in profit on half, and I'm waiting to see what happens tomorrow. If it comes back, you know, starts pulling back, I'll just take it off and just lock in the profit that I did have, because it looks like the other stock, the main stock I was watching this week, you know, may be ready to go. But we'll look at that in a little bit. CAR, this was my opening range breakdown. Here is the opening range low. Now you could do two things. You could use the low here, the close, or you can use the low. Now my study on Thinkorswim uses the low, and so I've been trying to base my trades off the low. I could have gotten in up here on this rejection of VWAP as well. One of the issues was I was watching another stock. I was actually watching AAOI to see if it was going to set up, and you know, for a breakout, because it was strong and it was breaking out hard, and I wanted to catch that one first, but I couldn't, so I ended up in this one, and you know, made a nice trade on it. I mean, very nice trade. Now here's where the frustration set in for me, when this price action started happening. And I saw it across the board. It wasn't just this stock. But I was able to nail it, keep it together long enough. I nailed this move. Not just the meat, I nailed pretty much most of the move based on my setup now. Now if somebody else was taking it off of the VWAP or the 20, then they would have gotten in up here and still had a nice move. So pretty pleased with CAR. The next trade, I need to skip this because the next trade is AAOI. We'll come back to TEVA in a minute. This one, I missed this move here, the breakout move. I waited for the pullback. Thought we were going to bounce here and push back through VWAP. Obviously I was wrong. I got in up here, it sold off and stopped me out. Now had I not had my hard stop, I probably would have put a big dent in my account tonight. I probably wouldn't have got out of it until it got down here. So that's why I have to use hard stop sometimes, because sometimes I can be too smart for my own good. But you know, this just added to my frustration of the crazy price action. Okay, TEVA, this is another one that I took and I was looking for the rejection here. We had the big sell-off, we had the bounce. I thought we were rejecting the red to green line, which is this white dotted line here. And so I got short, and it started to work, and it pulled back a little bit, and then this candle opened, it sold off. I started getting happy again, and it got bought back up, and next thing you know, I'm out of a trade, and I'm stopped out again. So now my frustration level is extremely high, but it's about time for me to take off and go to the doctor anyway. So I wasn't, I didn't have to go through my wind down procedures or anything like that. But let's stop out here. Alright, so here is my boredom trade I took while I was, doing the doctor thing. And it worked out pretty good. Now, I don't typically do this. I don't do this in chat because I'm trying to demonstrate, trading a small account, how you can manage small positions and make good money. Like we had 300 shares, I think. Hold on, can't remember now. On CAR, yeah, 300 shares on CAR, and this trade should have made over 200 bucks. But we'll see after commissions and stuff. It should still be, over $200. That's with small share size. But every now and then I like I gotta throw some trades out there with some size to make sure that I'm still comfortable trading big size in this thing. And I got in with 1,500 shares and got an okay move. Took the rest off here, but I missed this big flush. I missed the last leg of this. I shouldn't have taken it off. I should have just let it continue working. But when you're not at home and you're not in front of your computer all day, and you kind of got the days broken up, sometimes your execution is going to be a little bit off. And in this case, it was a little bit off, but still nice money on the trade. No complaints on it. Okay, and the last trade I took, boredom, sitting in the doctor's office afternoon trade, was on TEVA. Was, it lost the it went red on the day. We rejected the 20 up here. We went red on the day. So I got it here anticipating a move through this previous low here. So I got in. We had a little bounce, but we stayed below the the 9 here. We stayed below red to green, and it worked. So I covered some here around 1830, and we had a quick dip to 1820. I had a bid out at 18, but it never quite got there. And as we came over and things just didn't look weak at all, so I went ahead and took the rest of the position off, and it was right before the bell. I just couldn't get any more out of it. So that was my trading day. I guess it was exciting because all of this I was trading on my phone. I've got the TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim app on my phone, and I can put the 9 and the 20 and the VWAP on my charts.
You've got mail.
So I've got mail. So I can and it made me lose my train of thought. That's great. But I can put the 9 and the 20 and the VWAP on my charts on my phone, and I can trade pretty much seeing the same thing that I see, on my trading station. Only thing I can't see is the 2-minute chart. You know, I can't put split charts on there, but it works out pretty good. And you know, it's always fun trading that. So ended up with a fairly decent day. You know, no complaints whatsoever. Now, PLAY was the one that I took a swing on. I didn't like this candle, so I went ahead and took it all off, because when I took this trade yesterday, it didn't really dawn on me that I was trading in this small account, and I needed to make sure that I'd be at 2-to-1, you know, overnight. And to do that, I had to dump a lot of it yesterday, which was good because I made decent profit on it. But today, we just couldn't get any traction. So I don't want to see it roll over here. So I went ahead and took it all off. I took half off my position as speed trader. So tomorrow, if we open higher and we still look like we're making this move up, I'll definitely get back in. But I think we may be rolling over. You know, based on, you know, what I'm seeing here, you know, we may be dead in the water. And what I'm saying is, I'm looking at this trend here. I'm looking at this trend here. And it looks like, you know, it went right up and tapped that, and we got slammed back down. And we couldn't get back there any more today. So, you know, I went ahead and took this off, booked profit on it. That's the name of the game. And now I'm looking at the one that was on my main watch for the week. I'm looking to see if this triggers an entry. I think we got room to continue up to the 20-day, or even, you know, close this gap. So we'll see how things go tomorrow as to whether it triggers an entry or not. But I'm all cash. I'm ready to jump on another swing. And that one I can actually get 100 shares of, so it wouldn't be so bad. All right, so that does it for me today. Here's my contact social media information. If you guys want to get in touch with me, ask me any questions, feel free to do so. But I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Let's see if we can take care of this hump day tomorrow.